I put cayenne pepper in my coffee, so it kind of said somewhere then. Anyway, hi there in the name of Christ, how you doing? It's your girl Cranberry K. I always come here thinking I'm prepared, and then I realize I'm not prepared because I don't like the way that my hair is sitting or whatever. So if I'm fidgety, just deal. I also need to deal with these edges. Anyway, how are you in Christ's name? My name is Karabo Sizagele Hlongwane, aka Cranberry K, and I'm like, hey, okay, how's it? It's Friday, so I'm saying like because this here vehicle is what I'm trying to get restarted, as in and I'm trying to motivate people to like subscribe to my channel, follow me, do whatever you want to do so I can get that done. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, so I am coming in the name of Jesus Christ. Today is Friday. Hello to my morning coffee, which is choking sometimes if I am breathing while drinking. Nobody should be breathing while drinking. So basically what I'm doing is dangerous. Do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, it's Friday. I think it's the 20th of May, 2022. I almost forgot. 2022. Yeah, I have a smiley, guys. Anyway, whatever. You know, these are the kinds of things. Hello. I'm petitioning. The camera's gonna be moving a little bit because it's kind of windy out. And my camera stand is wonky, so it just moves when it wants. Like the camera might even fall. It's the one I use when I try to record my exercise, and like life sucks. So herein lies the deal. Individuals out there on the planet, yeah, right, that needs to stop entirely. All of these blemishes on my face, I've been stressing so much the past few days that I've got like 3 new pimples. They form a triangle, so it might as well be the Eye of Horus, the Illuminati pyramid or something, like witchcraft type stuff. There's one here. I'm hearing things because it's all windy. There's one here. I'm not going to come close so you can see it, because then you're going to be like, this chick, we be thinking she's like cool, candy, she looks like a monster. There's one like right there. Well, this is like a fade, a dead pimple, so it's unroot fading, but that's what it leaves. But there's one over there. You don't even see the dark spot because it's new, but you're going to see it. So I'm going to have 1, 2, as we all up in your grill, and then there's like one, like just here. You white head. Because of my stress. And then this is like one that's fading, as you can see, but it leaves stuff like that on my face. Today's like my 3rd or my 4th day on my period. I'm not blaming my period, I'm blaming stress, because this is what's good. You're going to be hearing things like those every so often because I'm drinking my coffee. I apologize. I'm not a woman with decorum anymore. Why? Because I am persecuted. Okay, so that's the monster, that's the other monster, and there's going to be more. There are going to be more monsters. And they're going to keep popping up on my face unless I go and see a dermatologist. The dermatologist of which costs $920 just to consult. Following which, they are probably going to put me on Roaccutane, I suspect. That's the only thing that's ever really worked for me, like permanently, and kind of stayed. Like kept my skin for years clear. And that is a prescription that is about $400, I think, last time I checked. Well, last time I checked, which was some time ago, the prescription was like $250, going on 300. So it's been a couple of years. So I'm thinking maybe it's like 400, bordering on 500 rand now for the Oratane or Roaccutane, whatever might be the generic. And then I'm going to be on that stuff monthly. I'm going to need to take it monthly. I'm also going to need to buy really super moisturizing stuff in that time for my face because that stuff is drying. So we're looking at a budget or a bill of like maybe 700 rand a month, period, like at a minimum, just to keep on fetching my prescription for what I would imagine would be likely 6 months that the dermatologist is going to put me on that. So I'm like trying to help people understand that I need about initially 1,700 rand. Let's write that off to the nearest 10, 2,000 rands just to go and see a dermatologist, and then 700 rand consistently every single month just to keep my prescription at bay. So all of these things can, like, you know, say goodbye, like permanently, so I never ever have to get acne again, so I can finally start dealing with my hyperpigmentation, my post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, so that I can get to dealing with my acne scarring, wherever it is that it might be at, like go to an esthetician clinic to help me deal with whatever scarring might just be on my face as a result. I can't even get that stuff done. There are things I gotta do. I have to go to the orthodontist. Yes, I used to wear braces, can you tell? I need to go to the orthodontist because there was a time when my underwiring underneath my teeth snapped during this persecution, and my teeth below, like, so one of my teeth underneath here made like a tectonic plate and shifted. So it looks like I never saw an orthodontist. I need to go and fix that to straighten my teeth again. I'm probably gonna have to go on braces again for maybe a year. I don't care, I don't mind, but I want my teeth straight. That's what I need to get done. And an orthodontist, I mean, don't nobody move. Like, okay, like, let's just not even talk about how much they cost. Like, really, let's just not even talk about it. Those guys, no, it's not worth it now. Let's not grieve ourselves, break our hearts and all that stuff, because a dermatologist fees are nothing in comparison to an orthodontist. I paid for my own orthodontic fees. My medical aid at the time was only covering a hospital plan, so I know. They had to put me on a plan where I had to pay them monthly. That's how expensive they are. So, no, I need to get that done. That's the next thing. And then my eyes, I can't see, so I'm farsighted. Like, bring me anything at all, like at least like 5 meters away, and then just kind of put it on a board or a canvas stand, and be like, "Rabo, can you read?" Be like, "Are you playing games with me? Is that what we're doing now? Hey, are we teasing the blind? I can't see." I need glasses to see. I'm actually tempted to show you what my glasses look like. Literally, hang 10. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go inside the Mukuku over there and fetch you my prescription glasses, the last ones that I had when I was still employed. You're gonna mourn. Give me a minute. Hi there, I've returned. Did you miss me? Okay, I wear glasses. I need to see at a distance. Up close, I'm cool. So these glasses of mine, I started wearing them when I was like in varsity. I started needing glasses, or I was in corporate, I don't know, but early 20s, okay, and it's just gone downhill from there. Everybody knows that eyesight does that. Like, if the moment you start having an issue, you're just gonna get worse and worse unless you get laser. So likelihood that my prescription is worse now than what it was back when I lost my job is very high. And I know that this is true because sometimes my glasses don't work out for me. So I just want to show you the wonky gangsters that I've got that I need to wear just to see my Mac computer at a distance in order for me to watch what I watch on YouTube, be able to read things and whatnot. But when it's up close and personal, then I'm cool, right? So editing my work is very, very difficult for me. Never mind editing, no. Not editing. What is this? Yeah, so when I write, I need access to scripture on the internet, and so I need to have my computer close to Wi-Fi. There's very little space in that environment, and it's also not close enough to the Wi-Fi, so it has to be at a distance, meaning that I have to sit in the cold in winter, in the cold, on that chair, which is the closest place, like when it's on the desk or over there. It's the closest place to the internet. At least inside that environment, and I have to sit there sometimes for hours on end just typing, and by the time I'm done, I promise you I've got like a mild case of hypothermia. I'm freezing. So the best place for me to actually write my content and upload and do what I need to do to put, like produce this kind of work, like share it with you guys, I have to be in bed because it takes hours like literally to do my edits, especially when there's been exercise. It takes hours for me to do my exercise, my edits, and also hours for me to review what I write and all that jazz. But without these gangsters, I can't do them at a distance. I've got a Bluetooth keyboard, so it would help me to sort of kind of keep my computer at a distance. But if I can't see what I'm reading, then it's problematic. I've tried to increase the font, but I can't, meaning that I have to just chill in the icy cold because of closeness or proximity to the computer. These are my challenges, my issues. Literally, I'm petitioning for you to follow me, subscribe, help me monetize my channel so these things can end, okay? My glasses that I wear then when I'm chilling at a distance, watching whatever it is that I'm watching on YouTube, a sermon, whatever. This is what I have to put on. Like in the context of this Chiquita, right? Let me put my coffee down. Please don't fall because I don't have a cup holder or whatever. Or at least not one that can fit my mug. These are a pair of prescription glasses that I had when I was still employed. They are in Armani. So don't look at them looking all wonky and gangster. I think they're cheap like that. This is an Armani pair of glasses that looked really good once upon a time. I would show you that they are an Armani if I had the actual ear holders, the things that chill on your ears. Yeah, on the side it was written Armani, but they're gone. Well, they're not gone. There's one in there, but I'm not gonna go and fetch it. You're just gonna have to believe me. These are my glasses. They have been scratched all over the show, and the ear holder thingamabobbies, whatever you want to call them, both of them, they didn't snap off, but they got unscrewed, and the screws were tiny little screws that I couldn't afford to purchase. And I didn't even know where in the world you would go. The kind of stuff that you would go to an optometrist to do for you because they've got the tools needed in order to tighten your glasses. Like, I couldn't get that done. So I just had to watch them fall off. There was a time when I had put sellotape and whatnot around them, but then the sellotape came off. There was a time when I used super glue, and then I just was like, this is not working. So I went and I grabbed Igusha, like stocking, and I attached this Gusha to like both sides. And so how it is that I wear these glasses is I just slip them behind my ears like that. Yes, thank you very much. Slip them behind my ears, and then yeah, and like I just kind of have to like hold them like that, and that's how I watch TV. That is how I watch. I see what I'm reading in a distance, and if at all I'm driving at night, which is barely ever because I don't really go anywhere. Remember, I am a prisoner. I gotta wear these. I can survive driving during the day without my glasses on, but at night I'm just basically a danger to everybody. I'm a hazard. Okay, righto. So these are my glasses. amidst a bunch of family members that all have 1 or 2 or 3, maybe even 5. My mom so far has 7. I would say so. I'll go so far as to say she's got 7 pairs of prescription glasses, and she won't even give me one frame so that I can go to an optometrist, pay for that I might get, yes me, that I might get my frame put at least in those glasses so they would stay on my nose without me having to use any kind of contraption or stop breathing. Now, a visit to an optometrist, last time I checked, I mean, really, this was paid for, all of it, like entirely from beginning to end by my medical aid. I don't even know how much, so, you know, I'm kind of a spoiled brat in that regard, but I can gauge more or less. For the eye test, I think it might be, sometimes you can get under $1,000 if at all the optometrist is on special. The thing that will send you back a pretty penny is the actual glasses, your frame, depending on what frame you want to get, and the installation of it into your thingy. So you can, I can set you back anything from like 2,000 rands to even like 10,000, yes, 10,000. The heavy price really depends heavily on the frame. So if you're Karabo and super poor, and you are prepared to let go of the fact that it's not a Chanel or a Gucci, you know, like if you're happy to go for like some no-name brand, then maybe 3,000 rands tops would be what it is that you might pay for an eye test alongside glasses being made ready for you. Where in the world is a sister gonna get that? Don't nobody care that my eyes need glasses. Don't nobody care that my teeth need like correction over here. My wire snapped. Don't nobody care that my skin keeps on breaking out and I've got these blemishes and I'm all insecure about it. Like nobody literally cares. There are other things that I also need that I'm not prepared to go and like, you know, rap on and get about because they're quite intimate, and they involve a lot of stuff that has to do with gynecology. So all the stuff that does with our ninis down there. Yeah, I need to see a gynae. I need to have a pap smear done. I need to check if I'm still healthy and all in order. And whenever I've got issues gynecologically, I just kind of have to like write it out. Thank God, however, that I haven't in this season fallen sick, like needed a doctor or whatever. I likely would have been not so much ignored, but just given like maybe $5 to grab a taxi in order for me to go and see some public clinic or doctor that is going to make me queue for like 10,000 hours, the prescription of which would then have been provided for me by the government. And if at all it didn't work, I would have to go back like to that again over and over and over and over again. Because everybody knows that public healthcare in this country is like, yeah, no, like people, like they have to keep going back because their issues aren't really fixed the first time, because it just gets so inundated with people. Like it's just, there are so many people that need help that they don't actually do a proper check as to what was going on with you. I almost nearly died from pneumonia one time, actually. I literally almost nearly died from pneumonia back in the day when I was on, what do they call this thing? What do you call it? Sorry. Hospital plan. Yes, my medical aid, because I was like a starting person in corporate, my job was not paying me very much and I wanted to increase my net salary, so I chose a hospital plan for medical aid, meaning that I could not just go to a doctor if I got sick. I thought I wouldn't get sick, but then I did. I was dating my ex-boyfriend at the time. He flat out would have watched his girlfriend die. I got so sick, I was coughing and what have you, but I thought I was pregnant. That's why I did not think it was too hectic. Like I thought I was pregnant because I was vomiting. I was vomiting a lot, like all over the show. And I went and I told that dude that, what if we're pregnant? And he's like, we're not ready for a baby. Yeah, that's why I'm pro Roe versus Wade, like being overturned, like stuff like, you know, when you date a guy, like you can put your stuff in me, you can go on right ahead and, you know, water the seed, and then once it starts to sprout, you like, you're not ready. I'm sorry, like your manhood was very ready. When anyway, I don't know, I stayed with him for 5 whole years, despite him saying that he's not ready for a baby when I had a pregnancy scare. Okay, cool. So that was just like a side story, but I thought I was pregnant, and that's why I did not take the matter too seriously. I was also coughing, but I mean, really, I've coughed before. Who doesn't cough? You know what I mean? And I was on a hospital plan, but I had a job, so I paid a private doctor. I paid a private doctor, like a GP, a general practitioner here in Little Falls. I paid him a consultation fee to check out what was wrong with me because I was coughing and I was feeling uneasy, I was uncomfortable, and I thought I was pregnant, so I also made him do a pregnancy test because I had taken a pregnancy test, a home one, and it was negative, but I was like, goodness, like, I'm vomiting, right? So maybe if you do a blood test, like life might be different. I don't know, whatever. This doctor, as soon as I told him I'm not a medical aid, but I'm paying him cash, and as soon as he found out that I'm also working in a call center, he got lazy. That's the South African system for you. He got lazy. He got lazy to actually do a proper test, like do a sample test of my like saliva or whatever, to do a urine test, like to do the full Kahoot. He imagined that I would not have money to pay for whatever might be the additional bills. He did just enough to cover his consultation. He did do the blood test for the pregnancy, which came back again negative. And I was like, and then after that, just based on listening to me cough and describing my symptoms, he prescribed me some like antibiotics or something and said, go, since you're not pregnant, you can take them, yeah, you'll be good in a minute. You just have like a common cold, a common flu, like you cough nyana. I went home and I took these antibiotics, finished the course. I still continued to go to work. He had given me sick leave for like I think 2 days. I went back to work, of course, after those 2 days, and I was still so sick. I was so sick. Like, it just got worse. I was vomiting. I was so sick that that I remember one time taking a break from my job to go to the bathroom because I was so sick. Like just to lie down for like 5 seconds or whatever, right? And my boss came into the bathroom and heard me coughing, and she was like, "Garabo, go, Garabo." This kind of chick, and she was like, "Are you okay? Like, are you okay? Like, I can hear you coughing like really ridiculously." And I was like, "I'm fine, I'm fine." And she was like, "No, go home." No, go home. It was on that day when I went home, and I was grateful because that boss was kind of strict, but she saw that she was going to be dealing with like a gurney coming to pick up a person like right there in the office. So she sent me home, and when I got home later on that evening, my mother heard me again. And she was like, "You went to the doctor?" Like, I went to the store and I bought Vicks VapoRub to inhale it, blah blah, all that jazz. Like nothing was working. And then Barbara was like, "Look, we get that you don't have a medical aid. That's my mom. But that doctor that you went to has obviously misdiagnosed you because you're not getting better. Like, the situation is bad. Like, to a point where when we're all sleeping, okay, everybody's hearing like you're coughing. Like, go to, like, we had this like doctor from long ago. Like, you know, one of those childhood doctors that you grew up just like going to, like your grandmother's doctor type thing, an Indian man in downtown Joburg, that had been the family doctor for a minute, and he was like so like family doctor that every so often he was happy to do way more than, you know, what his salary basically was paying him for to take care of people. He had a big heart. So my mom was like, go to that doctor, like in downtown Joburg. I hadn't been to that doctor in a minute. It was in close proximity, the one that I went to in Little Falls, just around the corner. I had to like get on multiple taxis and whatnot just to go to that particular doctor. And when I arrived, like, I sat in the waiting room, practically sleeping on the waiting room chairs, you know, while the like assistant was looking at me on some, "Oh my goodness, we have a hospital case." And the other time the doctor saw me, he was like, "Oh my goodness." Like, oh my, like, he was shocked that I was literally, I was, according to that doctor, if I had gone to him a day later, we'd have been talking a different thing. He was like, "You have pneumonia and it's bad. Like, why have you waited so long?" I was like, "I haven't waited so long. A couple of days ago, I went to a doctor, gave me antibiotics. He was like, "You have got a bad case of pneumonia. You need to like get off work for like a whole full week. This is what medication you need to take. Take my number just in case these, if you don't improve within like a day or two, if your symptoms do not come down within a day or two, call me and I will personally come to you." And like literally this doctor was like, "Because you don't have medical aid, I am not going to book you." I had a hospital plan though, so I would have been okay. But he was like, "Because you are not on a comprehensive plan, I'm not going to put you into hospital. I'm going to take you home with medication. But if things get bad, like, call me. We might have to hospitalize you." Like, I was dying. That's why I was vomiting. Like, food just could not stay down fast enough. My ex breathed a sigh of relief that I wasn't pregnant. Okay, good for you. We're not going to be parents or anything like that. But yeah, I nearly died. That like situation. That I'm trying to help you understand the health landscape of South Africa. How people that are not on medical aid get treated. They have to keep coming back. Even if they go to private doctors underestimate how far they can treat them. They know that they can't do all the range of tests that they need to do and whatnot. So they just get lazy and they throw them with what they think might work. And I am currently a person that has no medical aid, facing being ping-ponged to and from numerous doctors before I can finally get one who has a heart for people and who, like, really, it's not about even so much the salary, but about saving a life. Like, the other doctor went beyond himself, given the money that I did not have. In order to pay him, he nonetheless healed me, and it might have had a lot to do with the fact that he was a family doctor from long ago. But like, yeah, that dude took care of me in the way that I needed to. But they're few and far between. They're sparsely scattered. It's a capitalistic and what is this? A classist society where even medical doctors like half-heartedly treat people that are not on medical aid. So I don't have medical aid, and so therefore, my biggest prayer in the season to God has been, please don't let me get too sick. Because I don't want to be ping-ponged, sick, groveling, basically like needing a hospital gurney to pick me up just to move from point A to B, having to be wheeled around in a wheelchair. Do not let me get so sick that I would have to be ping-ponged from hospital to hospital to hospital to hospital. There was a time when my dad was sick with TB, and he also got sent home with random meds, and he was vomiting blood until my sister and I went and picked him up. He was not on medical aid, and took him to Helen Joseph, which is also a public hospital, but a much better one than the one that he was attending, that he was going to. Attending is such a bad word, like that he was admitted and that he went to. He was sent home, and as soon as he got looked at Helen Joseph, he was immediately admitted. Like, the guy was dying. That is the South African healthcare system. Like, if you are going to be a public patient, you have to literally just cross your fingers and hope that you're going to have an honorable doctor, like a doctor that is, what is the word that I'm looking for? Moral, like whose moral compass is loftier than his desire for a paycheck. And they're not many. And so because South Africa is as wicked as it is, fallen as it is, dark as it is, enamored with sorcery as it is, and also heavily persecuting of Christians as it is, I this time around would highly unlikely even find myself getting served by the kind of doctor that old school doctor from my family did. that cater to my family. So all of my medical issues I've had to self-diagnose. This coffee that, like, I told you guys that I put cayenne pepper in my coffee. Those are the kinds of things that I'm trying to do to motivate or boost my immune system so that I never fall sick. And lo and behold, in this season I've only had 1 or 2 sniffles and they all went away on their own. But I haven't been sick to a point of needing medical help through an individual that is actually going to check out what's going on with me. These are the things, the challenges that I'm facing. I am in dire need of a pap smear. I have been praying to the Lord to not get cervical cancer. The fact that I'm not sexually active goes a long way. I literally have to pray for God to keep me healthy. I would hate to have to get a terminal illness because I would die very horrifically in a public hospital with very little meds to eradicate my pain and whatnot. So I don't want to get too sick without medical aid. The only way to be too sick in this country and be properly taken care of, and even to die without too much pain in your body because you've got a whole bunch of morphine injected into you, is to be a private patient. So I just have to stay really healthy. I work out, therefore. I drink cayenne pepper and moringa powder and whatever I can in these drinks of mine. And I try to eat well. And these even drinks of mine that keep me healthy, alive, alert, and wholesome, even they're threatened because they need money in order for me to make my drinks every day, to buy my chia seeds, to buy my fenugreek, my moringa, to buy my what do you call this, my sunflower seeds, like whatever it is that are these superfoods that I need in order to keep me super healthy and sparkling and vibrant and healthy. Even they cost money. I have nothing. I literally have nothing to my name. I need a gynecologist, I need an optometrist, I need a dermatologist, I need an orthodontist, I need a dentist, I need orthodontry and dentistry are like more or less the same thing. Like I would probably visit both people or see both people when I'm finally dealing with the situation with my lower like teeth, right? Anyhow, that is what I need. And then of course, there are doctors that don't necessarily deal with the physical state of a person, but rather the mental state of a person. I have been severely persecuted and abused for a very long amount of time, and I intend to get therapy for that. Once I get out of this situation, I intend to talk to somebody about it because I'm in a lot of pain. I can't get that done fast enough. Like I can't, like, you know what I mean? Like I literally have, like I'm left to die, guys. The only reason I am alive and pumping and walking up and down and jumping up and down on the spot is because I have been given grace by the Lord to stay healthy. And not only have I been given grace by the Lord to stay healthy, what is this? I have also been given what it is that I need in order to make sure that I don't fall apart at the seams. I have had to teach myself a lot of things in this time just to keep my head above water. But as the years progress, it's been getting increasingly difficult to continue to hope, because I look at God and I'm like, things have gotten really out of hand now. Like I don't even know how I'm gonna stay alive. Like I have no money. Like this woman used to give me 600 rand every month. I don't even have that anymore. She has just stopped, right? So I can't even, like I said, my drinks, I can't get them. They have a myriad of purposes, including the other things like grow my hair, but more than anything, they keep me healthy so I don't have to see a doctor in a state of having no medical aid in South Africa, especially as a persecuted Christian. And so there will also be forces at play that make sure that I don't get what is done. This whole country wants me dead, and the reason why they want me dead is because of how horrific they've been. Like my case, once I get my voice heard, stands to humiliate the whole country. Never mind these random lackluster people that used to call themselves friends and family members of mine. The whole nation stands to be embarrassed because they have like grievously broken their own law just to silence and smother me for no other reason than I'm Christian. It's obvious. It is because I'm a Christian that I'm being done this too. And so it is in the vested interest, or the best one at that, of South Africa, if at all they're going to remain with some kind of an appropriate reputation in the world, for me to just disappear, like literally just disappear. I am being disturbingly murdered in broad daylight by people who hope that I will just light myself out because I'm going nowhere. And I am where I'm sitting right now, having went through a overnight sweating spree, just getting wrestled and harassed by satanic entities that are trying to inspire me to commit suicide. I woke up literally in the middle of the night wanting to find a way to die. I even ideated suicide and thought about how I would do it. I thought about grabbing the keys to Barbara's car, putting a sock in the exhaust, and just inhaling the fumes, like the carbon monoxide, and going out like that silently in the middle of the night. Like I keep on getting harassed by death curses, and nobody believes me. Nobody believes that is what is going on. I am as intelligent as I am. I mean, just by listening to me right now, look at the way that I present. So I am basically decent and appropriate to work anyway. And yet, with all of my stats, with all of this money-making power and potential, I am disregarded, I'm ignored, I'm allowed to languish, rot, die, suffocate. I am in these chains and this squalor now for 8 years and counting still, and I'm going on a decade. All of my 30s have been taken away, and this is a very taboo situation. It is incredibly taboo. Like, it is so taxing and so damning on those that have watched me do this that I have now to them become a necessary evil. Like, I have become something that quietly just needs to be swept underneath the carpet, so everyone is ignoring what I'm doing. And that has become the thing that breaks my heart, like severely, just being ignored. I woke up this morning to recall a dream where it is that my cousin, like one of my best cousins from back in the day that went and turned witch on me, was basically like Mary Jane in Being Mary Jane, who lost her best friend Lisa. Lisa, you will know, committed suicide in Mary Jane, and in the run-up to her dying, she was calling Mary Jane a lot, asking for help. I dreamt of myself being Lisa, and that stupid little cousin of mine being Mary Jane. Like, in the run-up to my death, I will have literally cried on the rooftops to just about anyone that I could to say, rescue me, basically I'm dying. I will have been flailing a like a life alert necklace, a life alert bracelet that would have been beeping and flashing like no man's business, and everyone, and that's anyone that was watching me, would have just watched it. They would have watched me languish. They would have watched me grovel and struggle to come up for air. So this morning, after waking up from those nightmares, I was like, Father, strategy change. Something needs to be adjusted. I am obviously doing something here that is not going to get anything done for me. I am in a lot of trouble. I'm languishing, and there is a pump in the cosmos by demonic entities that I'm not getting out of this. They know something I don't know. And there is also a pump on the part of witches and random freaks on Facebook that imagine I'm not going anywhere. What is that thing? What is it? Like, what is this thing that is going to keep me in so much despair, languishing, such that I will eventually capitulate to suicide? There is obviously a risk. Otherwise, you would not be allowing me to get threatened this much, or dismembered, or disquieted so much as I sleep at night. Now, why am I not able to sleep? And so I'm here to help explain what it is that I believe is the pump factor that's giving people hope that one day I might just, liquidate my entirety and allow what it is that is the company or the going concern that I am to just go underground. It is the care, hallelujah, praise the Lord, of who's looking at me. It's literally wondering how many people are looking at me, checking what my views are. It is concern over who is actually reading my content. The Lord told me that, I also had a dream where I was going inside my YouTube channel, and actually privatizing every video that I've ever had and just closing it off so that nobody can see it, because I was feeling horrible that nobody was looking at me. The Lord then was like, bullseye, my baby, like, take that gavel and sort of kind of like guard it like you're a judge. That's the problem. Your issue is not so much the uploading of your videos. The issue is in you checking how they're doing. Checking how they're doing, checking who is looking at you, checking who is liking. So God has basically implored me to continue to work, but literally, like, you know, when you dump, what is this, how can I describe the way that God has given me instruction to work? It's like, yes, the way that things would operate, like behind the scenes in a restaurant. Yes, behind the scenes in a restaurant, like in the kitchen there at the back, where it is that the chef gets an order, and the cooking staff at the back get the order, and as soon as the order comes in, they just go and grab a patty, put it in the burger, grab a tomato, grab a leaf of lettuce, whatever, chop up the onions, blah, 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 and then just grab the plate and put it somewhere, and just trust that the staff that is in the business of taking the orders from where they've been put to the client, the customers, trust that, there's like something that flew here, trust that those customers are going to, so trust that the rest of the staff in the restaurant is then going to do their part. Trust that the rest of the staff in the restaurant is going to do their part. So whether or not a client or a customer likes the food, you who cooked it at the back don't know, unless they complain. Unless they complain in a way that you're going to hear of it. But if they don't like the carrots on the plate, they'll just leave them on the side. They will pick the onions out and put them on the side. They will like literally just do what they do, maybe even not even eat the whole meal, just like pick away at the dessert and be like, it's not my thing. I don't like their chocolate mousse. I prefer the one from the restaurant down the road. But they're going to pay for it, and they're going to do whatever. What you've done is bake. What you've done is make that chocolate mousse. So what you've done is cook. You've made that burger, you have made that pasta, and most of the clients, most of the customers in the restaurant, even if they don't like the food, most of them tend to not complain. It's the law of large numbers, or the what is this, the Pareto principle. Like, the majority of people in the, not government, what do you call this, the majority of people in the restaurant that eat there, even though they've got qualms with the food, are just not going to raise it. It's only going to be the 1 or 2 or 5 people that really just, like, you know what, love like poking people in the wrong way, will then be like, I don't like the chocolate mousse, I feel as if it's a bit bitter, I insist on it being on the house, or whatever. Like, most people, like, just taste the food in the restaurant and say, I don't like the cheesecake from Mug and Bean, I prefer the one from Wimpy, and like, that's it. They move on after having shared or commented among themselves, and then leave. So you then, as a chef or as a person cooking at the back, don't have to feel offended. You don't have to be grieved. You don't have to know that somebody didn't like your onion, your caramelized onions. Somebody did not like your blueberry cheesecake. Somebody did not like your whatever. Like, they will leave it there. It will be thrown away in a dustbin once the bill has been collected and the plates are taken to the back. And the dishwashers will wash it. They will be the ones to throw away the food. You're not going to know how much of the food was eaten. You know how you get offended sometimes when you cook, like up a storm, and you like fill people's plates and they don't eat and they just pick away at something and they bite just one little piece of the sweet corn and then they leave the rest there and you get all offended on something. My food was great. Well, that's the thing about working in a restaurant, a busy environment of that nature. You don't even have to know how many people actually bit into the sweet corn or how many people even left the whole full, like, you know, cob of sweet corn just there. You don't gotta know, so you don't have to deal with being offended. You just do your job. The Lord told me that I need to work like that. That I need to literally upload my content, like whatever work I write, I share in my WordPress account, dump it in there and don't check. With WordPress, it would be kind of difficult to not check. But you see, WordPress, the notifications that come therein, there's like a small little like orange like robot dot that is there that tells you that there is something. Just ignore that dot, don't even open it. With every article that you write, do not click on that notification button to find out who liked your stuff, how many of them liked it, if at all anybody commented. On YouTube as well, I get a lot of notifications on YouTube because of all the channels that I am subscribed to, that I've got notification bells on and whatnot. Like, leave it at that. Like, literally just leave it to pile up, to like stack on one on top of the other and start, like, and never check comments. Don't check views. Don't check anything. Don't check if you've got 5 people looking at you or 12. Do not check. And before you know it, you will have gone through the storm and conquered care for the wicked. You live in a country that is full of reviling. It's dirty. People are exorbitantly diabolical and they do not want you to be okay. But I told you, you remember that work that I did the other day where I was talking about the Power Rangers, Go Power Rangers, and I was like, I'm not actively working at the present moment for like all of the people that could potentially listen to me, but I'm working to wake up Power Rangers. I'm literally working to get the message that I am giving right now heard by literally people that I can count like on my one hand or perhaps on my 2 hands. I'm working to be heard by a small number of people, and these are the only people that need to be energized, that need to have their flame fanned so it can become a ravenous inferno. And once these people wake up, everything that you need in life is going to be conquered. The demonism, the darkness that is over your YouTube channel, the thwarting of your work. You are good at what you do, and you are reaching of the audience that you're trying to talk to. You are doing everything that you need to do, and you're doing it better than most. And so what it is that is the lack of reception of your work is actually demonic. It is entirely satanic, and it needs prayer. Literally, your ministry needs deliverance. There are people who have gone on and like vomited onto your YouTube channel, onto your work, the ministry that you do. Like witchcraft. They have put entities there. They have cast spells on your work that you might not thrive, grow, blossom. Like, you know, what is this? What does a cake do in the oven? Like, you know, when it swells, it grows, rise. Yes, there are people who do not want the batter that you have been putting in your ovens over the years to rise, and so therefore become a full-fledged cake. And they have gone out of their way to work like a dog to vomit onto the excellent work that you do, albeit in and of themselves being lackluster and cannot even come close to the level of quality of delivery of work that you do. They have trusted that their witchcraft is going to continue to be in operation. But remember, 1 can bring down 1,000 and 2 can bring down 10,000. You need enough people who will care and be concerned for you to come together in concert and pray for your ministry. And so these people, when then they get charged and you fan their flames, your Power Ranger friends, basically, in keeping with the other day's analogy, once they know what they need to do, once they have been defibrillated, clear out of their slumber or slump or feeling of funniness or whatever, their own and disquiet, whatever it is that is the thing you're feeling, whatever it is, they also feel it too. Once they conquer and break past it, they will come in concert with you. They will pray with you. They will help you stand. They will serve and they will support you. And all of a sudden, literally all of the demonic attack from all of those filthy women and men that are sitting back in your Facebook, in your family, wherever they might find themselves from your past, and they are sitting back watching a woman like she's in the Hunger Games arena languish, suffocate, like struggle to breathe, struggle to come up for air, and they're waiting for her to die, literally having converted you into what they call a necessary evil, because you would be too taboo if your story ever was told to the full comprehensive one at that. I mean, a woman that was just left to die even though she was full and thriving, a woman whose whole entire family just watched everything of hers just fall apart. Her car is unserviced, it's flat, its tires are dead, everything of hers is dead, license disc dead. Like, literally, they will all get humiliated by a small number of Christians coming together in fasting and praying to free your channel, and it will happen as quickly and as readily as overnight. Like, who is this? The Lord keeps on using Mercy Gono to tell me how in the world I'm going to find my deliverance. I even shared her work on my YouTube, where it is that she was hacked. Her very successful YouTube channel that has over 1.5 million subscribers was hacked, and they demonetized her livelihood. Her livelihood was taken away from her for a month, and she was losing weight, languishing, crying, and she fought. However, she fought. That's the thing, she never stopped. She updated on her new channel. She got her followers to try and follow her on her new channel. She created the awareness, and after eventually her channel caught fire again, the new one, the smaller one, that gave her, enabled her to monetize on YouTube and help her become part of the YouTube community. And then she was able to send a complaint to the YouTube community from being one of the members there, and they just simply helped her to go and reactivate her account by giving her an ability to change her passwords and all that jazz again, and basically take her power back from those people that hacked her. That was Mercy. The Lord keeps on describing my situation as that of Mercy's. Mercy got rescued by concerted prayer, by corporate prayer. She got rescued by us, by me, people like me, who stood back and were like, oh my goodness, like, why is anybody doing this to Mercy? And I prayed for Mercy. Some other Garabo prayed for Mercy. Some other Cranberry prayed for Mercy. 10 other, 20. And in coming together, concerted to help her come free. Other people talking about her work in their own channels, blah, blah, blah. She got the attention she needed. It didn't even take a month. It was literally just about exactly a month. And within a month, she got her channel back. The Lord compared me to Mercy. The Lord said, your story is like Mercy. You just need to keep on working. And even though you're losing weight, even though you're struggling, even though you're suffering, even though you're suffocating, even though you're fanning yourself and you don't know what's going on, you're struggling to breathe, even though you are languishing inside, just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Share your work. And whatever it is that makes you feel uncomfortable and sad and like there's nothing at all that you have to look forward to because nobody's looking at your work, nobody's liking your work, nobody's sharing your work, don't look at the stats. Literally, don't look at the stats. Go inside your dashboard and upload your content every single day and move on. Don't go back and look at it. Don't review it. Don't listen to it. If at all you're going to be reviewing your work, review it when you're busy editing. But after you've edited and published and uploaded on Facebook, not Facebook, but YouTube, that's it. Do not look at your statistics, because if you look at your stats, it's going to hurt you. Work like a restaurant employee that is in the kitchen at the back baking or cooking. A lot of the customers who are unhappy with your food, you don't have to know. Most of them are not going to complain. Most of them are not going to raise the issue. Most of them are not going to like hook up a bad comment. Like, people are not going to comment even if they don't like what you're saying. People are not going, like, literally, they're just going to ignore you. They're not going to press like or unlike, or they're just going to be like, I prefer the cheesecake from Wimpy after they get out of Mug and Bean, in using that example that I used earlier. They're not going to complain. Only one or two random fluffy little freaks that love to throw their toys out the cart will come back and be like, I want to see the chef, and you put too much salt in my eggs. Only a few. And so trusting that the majority of people are not going to say anything, even if they're irritated, agitated, annoyed, and wanting you to be like wasted as a human being. Granted that is a fact. I need to be done here quickly before Barbara comes back. Granted, I'm hearing things anyway, whatever. I'm hearing a vehicle coming in, but maybe it's because the wind is blowing like no man's business. I apologize if the wind is also agitating you here. You're hearing in the background. I'm sorry, I'm almost done. Yeah, no, the Lord told me that do that. Like, ignore your stat. Don't look at them, because it's going to break your heart. But you have to work. You have to work. And the nice thing about not reviewing my content from inside YouTube and watching stats is that it gives me time. I have been struggling with time. Like, I've been struggling to get everything that I need to do into my small little few hours in a day. And also in capitalizing on working hours, on daylight hours. I've been having a really hard time because it takes me... Sorry, I'm paranoid now. I'm just here like it's probably cars outside. No, it takes me a minute for me to go through my channel, because I literally watch it as how it is that it looks on YouTube. All of it, again, because YouTube and Facebook, they change the consistency or the quality of my content such that how I see it on my end in my own storage, like in my own folders on my computer, is reduced slightly even in quality on YouTube, because YouTube reduces it to standard definition, so the quality goes down even further. And Facebook does the same thing, but not as badly as YouTube. So the quality of my videos on Facebook is better than on YouTube. So I have to watch the whole video on YouTube to see how people are actually receiving it. The Lord told me, don't even do that. Like, if you want to review your work, if you want to listen to what you said, listen to your video, the one that's sitting on your folder. Do not check the internet, don't stream, don't do anything. Just stand back, and one day you will wake up to be shocked to find that your channel views have gone from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 to 30 to 300 to 3,000 to 5,000. You are going to wake up one day and be surprised that you are eligible for monetization. You are going to wake up and be surprised that you're eligible for monetization because you will not have been looking at what your stats look like. You cannot rely on people, individual people, because this is what it is that I'm trying to get to the point of. The bane of my existence is the fact that nobody cares about me. And due to the fact that nobody cares about me and nobody is catering to my needs and everybody is basically waiting for me to die, people who come into my life that initially started with good intentions go awry. They go awry on me, and they literally exploit the fact that I am so badly treated, so I need to go and grovel at their feet. I have to go and like lick their toes. People expect me to beg because I have nothing and no one. The Lord told me that if I don't focus on getting my own independence, if I don't focus on growing, and if I don't stop looking at who is looking at me, I am going to hurt and grieve and moan and lament and groan until I ideate suicide to a point of actually doing it. I'm going to end up dying because the despair is going to be so extreme. People are abusing me because I'm abused. People are ignoring me because I'm ignored. Men are mistreating me because I'm mistreated. People are acting like I'm not worthwhile because everybody else is acting like I'm not worthwhile. And even though I try to like plead my case and speak out against the mistreatment and the underestimation, and to highlight that this is persecution, it has nothing to do with my actual value, they're sticking to their guns. They're literally running with their selfish agendas, their greed, like whatever's dwelling inside their hearts that's wicked against the Lord and against me. They're running with it literally based on the fact that nobody else cares. So the bane of my existence is the fact that my mother doesn't care that I haven't seen an orthodontist. And as long as I haven't seen one, that I can't see a gynecologist, that I can't see an optometrist, a dermatologist, a dentist, that I cannot get anything done, that I can't, see a proper doctor who is going to care to actually do a full medical checkup on me when I walk into the room, because he's not going to underestimate me for not being on medical aid. I need to get myself back on medical aid. I need to take myself back to the orthodontist. I need to take myself to the optometrist and get my pair of glasses done so I can get like a proper pair of prescription glasses that don't give me those problems, no, that grief. Like to get contact lenses, frankly, that's what I prefer. Or even I'm not going to be able to afford laser surgery. Like what I need right now, basically, like as a start, just to get my life re-energized again. My vehicle is sitting flat. There was a person that once quoted me just for a basic major service without even dealing with my brakes, without even dealing with my the flat tires or whatnot. They gave me a quote of 5,000 rands. 5,000. Like, where in the world, who is going to give me 5,000 rands out of the goodness of their own heart? Absolutely nobody. Like, there are people who are literally presently exploiting the living daylights out of my situation, and knowing exactly what I need are holding back precisely because they know that I'm in a lot of trouble. Like, to force me to just take scraps of whatever's thrown in my direction because nobody else loves me. I'm sorry. I have so much talent, and there is so much money that is literally being sat on by a bunch of witchcraft, and all I need is a release spiritually. I'm praying for myself. I'm fasting. But I need people to join me in the fast. I am currently on the last day of that fast that I declared. It's day 7. It's Friday. I am not sure if I'm going to continue with the fast. I probably am, but I will come back tomorrow and declare if I'm starting it and how long that fast is going to be. I'm going to pray overnight and ask the Lord what his intentions are. But my prayer right now is to basically wake up, defibrillate, take from out of the dirt the grave those Power Rangers, however many of them they might be, so that they can pray for me, so my channel can be let loose, so that no one can ever come into my life. And even though they need me the way that a person needs breath on the daily, or acting as if they can survive and deal in life without me, purely because I am stranded and I'm broken and I'm hurt on all sides. I am so pressed and nobody is looking at me, that they think they can take a risk with letting me go because they know that I need them. I literally need to stop looking at anyone for help and rather look to my independence being regained for help. So basically, I'm trying to get my numbers increased. I'm trying to get subscribers on YouTube. I'm trying to monetize. I'm currently sitting stagnated on 48 subscribers. It is so ridiculous given the quality of content that I have got, and I need prayer. So out of those 48 subscribers, perhaps there are a couple of Power Rangers, or maybe even a stranger out of them that has not yet subscribed to my channel, that gets touched and reached and spoken to by God through this computer screen. Pray for me, fast for me. I am likely going to be commencing a brand spanking new fast. It might be a Daniel one, a 21-day, a 3-week one, where I'm still going to be continuing to work 6 to 6. To eat, only from 6 p.m. up until 6 a.m. Those are the only hours that I can eat, and maybe they will join me in that fast to help me free my channel, so finally people can subscribe, finally people can share, finally my channel can grow, finally I can monetize, so that finally I can get, literally, in order for me to get everything that I need very minimally, like just very basically, I need literally a minimum of 50,000 rands, because I didn't even want to highlight how much it costs for a full orthodontic treatment of your person, but last time I paid over 2 years that I had my braces. I had to be on a monthly thing, and upfront first I think of like 15,000 rands, and then the rest of the 15,000 rands I paid over like the 2-year period. Look, so it cost me like 30,000 rands to get my braces done when I was on them for 2 years. So because this time around, likely I'm probably going to be on some kind of wiring only for like 6 months, because I've already done the most of the work in here. It's likely going to be half that price. But when I got braces, I was only 25. I'm 37 now. I was 23. I'm 37. So it's like literally over it's over a decade ago, so prices have of course gone up. So I might be looking at, just to correct the situation down below, at 20,000 rands, just that alone. Like my biggest bill is the orthodontist. My biggest bill is the orthodontist, and then the dermatologist, the optometrist, which is minimum if I'm not going to be getting a prescription pair that is like a Gucci or whatever, because I'm like that diva girl, you know, I gotta have a Chanel or whatever, 3,000, like literally. So we're already dealing with like 23,000 rands in my car. Minimum, I was quoted without even tires being changed, brakes being like, you know, looked at, whatnot, 5,000. We are already hovering around 30,000 rands, like easily. We are headed towards 30 grand. I need to go see a gynecologist to do a pap smear, perhaps even be put on some meds. I don't know what needs to happen. And like there are things that I need to get done minimally without even being sick. And then I also, so that like I said, just to get my life re-energized again, we're looking at 40 to 50,000 rands. And then to keep my life a going concern, so that I can move out of this abusive environment, I need to be able to pay rental at a minimum for a 1-bedroom apartment that is to my standards. If I stay in this neighborhood, we're dealing with like 6,000, 7,000 rands a month. If I move to 4 ways, 7.5. Like 5,000, what's the 7.5 to 8,000 rands a month. I need to be able to pay that rent consistently, and then I also need to be able to buy groceries. I also want to stop dancing and gyrating like a stripper. So I would need to pay for gym membership, which would cost me about what, 5, 7, maybe 1,000. I don't know how much gym membership is these days. Long ago, last time I checked, it was about $500 for membership at the Virgin Active within one particular branch, and not so much you being able to go everywhere, anywhere that you want to go. I need membership at the gym so I can start going to the gym and stop gyrating my butt for a bunch of like perverted men on social media. So I need gym membership per month. I need groceries per month. I need what do you call this, that rental per month. I do have furniture. My older sister, however, has taken my fridge. I borrowed it to her, I gave it to her, but she took it indeed precisely trusting that I'm never going to rise again. So I don't know if my fridge is still usable, so I'm gonna have to buy a fridge. This bed over here, because of how much it has been moved, it is sitting on stilts basically, and it could fall apart at any time. So I need a new bed. I need a new bed, or I need a really good carpenter to help me fix this one and get it right. Maybe have it brandished, polished or whatever, right? But maybe I don't need a new bed, just a redoing of the existing one that I have got. But I do have other items of furniture, but my family members have got a history of stealing my furniture from storage, where it is that it's at. I have lost scatter cushions. I have lost actual big fat chunky items of furniture that I remember I had. I've lost shoes. Like there was a time when a whole bunch of my clothing was in storage as well, and a whole bunch of my shoes, like literally almost half of them went missing. So I have got family members that are walking around getting I don't know, like, just these random fools, like into random looting. Like I've been looted, like proper, I've been looted in the season. So I don't even know if I'm going to be going back to a feasible house full of furniture. And by the time I go back to my uncle's storage facility there in Naturina to get my stuff, and if I don't have a full house of furniture because family members have decided to go and help themselves to my things, I then have to I have to buy those things. I gotta buy those things like that. That's what I'm facing. That is what I'm looking at. And then of course, when I moved into my new apartment, granted that I am a YouTuber, for crying out loud, now I have got to have perpetual Wi-Fi in my house, unless I live in a complex that has got Wi-Fi at the clubhouse, in which case I can only check out videos when I'm at the clubhouse, maybe even download them onto my phone device, and then watch them in my home. I would need Wi-Fi, right? The Wi-Fi fee is about 1,500 rand per month, depending on who it is that you are, whose services that you're using, who's the service provider, depending, that would be it. Those are the minimum things that I need right now. So once I get my own apartment, I would then need to be getting, like, consistently every single month about 20,000 rands. I would need to consistently every single month be getting what is this, like a net income flow of about 20 grand, just to maintain a lifestyle so I can continue with my channel and carry on doing what I do. But of course, 20 grand in Jack, in comparison to what I actually truly need, frankly, for a woman that is 37 years old, I should not be living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm trying to get my lifestyle recovered, like, period. So nobody will underestimate me. So people will not feel as if they're, what, I'm giving you scraps, take it. Like, by force, are you serious? Like, what? Like, megalomaniac much? That's what's going on. I'm not going to be dealing with people who want to downgrade my quality of life because apparently, allegedly, I am so abused that I need them. No, that's not who I am. I need my life back. And then, of course, I need to buy things like bras, underwear, like, like really basic stuff, guys. I need to buy clothes, vests for winter, refurbish my entire wardrobe. I need to buy shoes that fit. I need to buy sneakers for exercise. Yeah, you get my point. Yeah, you understand. I need to buy stands for my YouTube channel. I need to buy lights. I need to, because that's now my new career. I do not have a job in corporate anymore. So basically my career is to be a YouTube artist, doing whatever it is that I do on YouTube. And with that, then continue. Oh, another thing, my blog, my WordPress account. I mean, the way I write, guys, the way I write, like, Lord have mercy. I write so well, and yet I am struggling to get new subscribers on my WordPress account. Like, I should be able to make money from a stream of income that is my WordPress account. Basically my written blog. I should be earning money there for the traffic. I should be getting ad revenue from there too. I should be getting everything. I should be able to upgrade my WordPress account to a private one. So instead of having my WordPress name be Cranberry Chronicles at WordPress.com, it should be cranberrychronicles.com. Like that should, in order, like I need to upgrade it to my own website. I can't even pay, what is it, like $90 or whatever to get that done. Like I can't even get that done so that I can start to even monetize my WordPress account. There are so many streams of income that I can get right now, but I'm not getting them. And the amount of work that I invest, I keep on lamenting that I work so hard for no reward. So hard for little to no reward. And the Lord hates that. It's unequal scales, it's unjust, it's not right. And on top of it, the climate of exploitation that is around me, like people who just have this like wicked, arrogant mindset that, look, I'm giving you something, just take it. Are you freaking serious? Like, listen to me speak, watch me work, gauge all of my gifts, and you want to rock up and make me settle? Like just forcefulness, just a lot of megalomaniacal mistreatment of my person, telling me that you need to get over what you think you are. You need to get over what you realize you are, as what you don't realize you are. A forceful, megalomaniacal exploiter of a woman who is severely persecuted and severely spiritually attacked, and who has got a whole bunch of satanic worms in her country sitting on her money-making potential. And you are literally speaking too soon, and in speaking or acting as soon as you are, undermine the true value of how much I can make in a day, never mind a month. Like, I've got the level of talent that can get me paid some hefty money every day, never mind at the end of each month. I went from earning a salary to earning daily, like, floods of money because of having moved over from being a 9-to-5 to like an influencer on YouTube. Like, I can't deal. I can't deal. Like, literally, I've got very high quality content with nobody listening to me. And I know that it is spiritual. So the Lord told me to stop worrying and wondering about who's looking at me, because bad eyes will automatically be warded off. They are automatically going to be sent away. They will automatically be shot down. Like a bird in the sky that's thinking that it's still got another 10,000 kilometers to fly. And then all of a sudden the hunter's like, bah. That is what your enemies are like. So do not look at them. Do not look at them. Do not look at the people who come into your restaurant, Karabo, and eat or lack thereof. Do not look at them. Do not look at them at all. And one day you will open your eyes to check your stats and notice that you are eligible for monetization. I'm not going to get myself hurt. I am not. Like, right now is Friday. You know how Friday is the day when the domestic worker comes and cleans. The past 2 Fridays, was I not lamenting that there was a green plastic bag that was left with my clothes in it? How have I protected myself from that heartbreak? I have stopped putting my clothes in the washing machine prior to Friday. So whatever heartbreak that can come my way, I have got power to prevent it from coming my way by simply not giving the wicked an avenue and an opportunity to break my heart again today. So just like not putting laundry in the washing machine on Thursday night, I am not going to watch my content until people don't have any power at all left to actually break my heart. I am taking away their power. I'm taking away care for what they're looking at. I am literally taking it away. I'm not going to privatize my account for what? It's going to be my stream of income in the future. I am going to push, but I am not going to, based on 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 satanic little entity people sitting here in South Africa that used to be my friends and family members. I'm not going to let them make me stop cooking in the back because it's my job. I'm a chef. I'm a gospel servant. I'm supposed to go and plant seeds. The Lord will be the one to give me an increase. I am not going to, based on a few freaky little satanic beasts, monsters that go and bewitch everything that people do afresh. I'm not going to, based on their commentary or lack thereof, on their apathy or insidiousness, whatever it is that they're doing, based on their silliness, I'm not going to then stop doing what I'm doing. I understand they're not my audience. I'm talking to the Power Rangers. They will eventually wake up. They will help me fast and pray off the demonic entities on my work. And they will finally help me to get that visa, get that passport, get what I need to move out of this filthy country, because who in the world lives in such a hostile nation full of zombies that don't want to love the Lord? I'm not going to be exploited, especially not by people who call themselves Christian. I am not going to be abused. I'm going to find my independence, and when I do, I'm going to say, look, you are arrogant. You can either choose to repent or continue in your ridiculousness right now. You're a spoiled brat, and you have been spoon-fed for years. I don't know what made you believe that you can continue so diabolically and actually not have anybody deal with you. I don't know why you didn't think there was a God when you believe in Satan. I don't know why you love witchcraft and did not anticipate that there was somebody who can actually conquer it on behalf of those that are your victims. I have no clue under heaven why you are as arrogant as you are, but the Lord is full of forgiveness, and so therefore if you go to him, you will be covered. But as for me, I'm going right ahead and soar like a bird, because that's what I was born to do. So I'm going to go right ahead right now then and exercise. I am fasted, so I'm a bit concerned about working out while like fasted, but the best time to actually work out is on an empty stomach, like, believe it or not, or after eating just 1 or 2 things like a banana. So I'm gonna just like work out, like I'm gonna exercise now. I'm going to exercise because I've got time in the day where I used to sit in front of a computer checking my work on YouTube and on Facebook and whatnot. I don't do that anymore, so I have to fill it up. And the nice thing about that then, the nice thing about doing things in that way is that I get to use even daylight hours during my exercise, and you're going to see just how much better the quality is also improved when you mix daylight hours with what do you call this, natural, with artificial lighting. Yeah, anyway, so I hope you've been edified. I'm done talking. about things that are just going to get me hurt something bad. I'm done trying to focus or concentrate on people, like even any individual person that's currently breaking my heart right now. Like this, I'm done. Like that's it. Like it's over. I am now focusing on crowds, groups of people, batches, not one single individual that is literally freaking exploiting the crap out of my darkened circumstances, the living conditions that I am in, taking them and running with them home, hitting a home run with them, hoping and anticipating that based on how closed in on all sides I am and how freaking pathetically lonely I am, that they then can afford to literally let me go, pass me up, act as if though I'm the one that needs them. It is really, quite frankly, the other way around. I'm signing out in Christ's name, Crank K. Peace. Bye.